Next time we go for practical how we will mix it. Now before you start make bread, first of all we have the flour. The flour is inside the rubber. Flour. Then the next one after the flour, what you put there now, you put the sugar. This is sugar. You put sugar. Depend the quantity of the flour you are making. We show you the quantity of sugar you will put inside. Then after the sugar now, you put the nutmeg. Nutmeg, before you will not put it as it's block like this, you use the grater. Find the small place of the grater. Then you screw the grater, enter inside there. Then after that, you mix them. After mixing it, you put what you call yeast. This is yeast inside. Yeast. This yeast is making the bread to ferment, that is to rise. Without yeast, the bread will not rise. So when you put this yeast, depends the quantity of the flour. If only these 2 cups I'm making, I'll put this yeast 1 spoon. Because you put too much yeast, overflow, over rising. That's where you will put it in the pan, you will have cap because you will rise and be falling on the ground. So depend on the quantity of the bread, it will show you the quantity of the yeast you will put. After the yeast, some can put egg if you want. If you don't want, you leave. How you put egg? Where you break the egg, put it in the plate and turn the yolk and the egg. Turn them. After turning it, you put them. Where you put it, you mix it together with the flour. After mixing them, this is called butter, but not 3 of them. If this little quantity, you will cut the butter into 2 for 1. But if the quantity is more than this, you use one pack. But this is 3 pack of butter. Use 1 pack to put inside. You mix it. If you don't want to use butter, you can equally use oil. That's why I made 2 of them. But if you use oil, you leave the butter. If you use butter, you leave the oil. 2 of them are serving the same thing. So when you put it, make sure you mix everything well. After mixing them now, then you add your water. When you mix finish with the water, the thing will be drawing as toothpaste. You know that you are mixing very well. Then you use butter or you use the oil. Rub for the pan, you put the bread. After rubbing the oil or butter for the pan, then you are molding the bread, putting inside the pan. You leave it. Don't put it direct for the oven immediately. You leave it for some minutes so that the thing will rise. When you rise up now, then you put it inside the oven. When you put it, you close the oven. Don't open the oven immediately. Leave the oven at least 10 to 20 minutes so that the bread will mold well. Because if you put and open the oven immediately, the bread that rise will go down. When you make it, it becomes very small because you do not allow it to rise. So they make the chin-chin. The chin-chin now, you will not use yeast for the chin-chin because yeast is making something to rise. So if you are making chin-chin, how I said everything you are putting for the bread, the same you put for the chin-chin, but the only different thing is you put baking powder. Same as the quantity of your flour is the quantity you put the baking powder. As this one is small, you can put 2 or 3 spoons of baking powder. Baking powder is not make the chin-chin to rise, but it will help you to soft together with oil or you use butter. But sometimes people don't normally use butter for the chin-chin, they use oil, or if you like, you can use it. You make it. After making the chin-chin, you will not put it too much water because you will need the chin-chin on the table with the bottle. After molding it, you cut it, put the table, use bottle to mold it like this, so that you base flat. You use knife, cut it, begin to cut it how size you want to make it. That is how to make a chin-chin and make what? Bread. Next time we do it in practical manner, that we do it and put it in the oven so that we can eat it. Now we just do theory and show you all the items they use for the bread. Then that man, for today's own for concerning bread and this thing here.